most of the session. We'll start with the timeline of February release. So it's going to be installed in the sandbox for the multi-tenant January 31. And then it's going to be 4-week cycles before everyone will hit, and February 21 is going to be available also on the FTP server. So first I'll start with it's one. It's in the same page. Okay. So first I'll start with some Primo Analytics, some changes that we added, new themes that we are adding, and the plans for May release. And then I want to show you the new collection discovery. I admit that I have some technical issues, so it's going to be combined between what we are going to have in the release and I'm going to present in the demo, but it's going to be available in February release. Then just short about the jQuery Primo that Mermaid contribute to the community. Actually, a new third party that we are taking to Primo in order to allow you more changes to the UI, more information for the developers in order to add new features for the Primo UI, for the current UI. Then we added for Alma, now the course reserves as out-of-the-box configuration, and then to the new UI. Start with the Primo Analytics. We actually, what I'm showing you with the Primo Analytics is already available in your environment, starting, you have it for 2 weeks, so after the session you can go and see it in your environment. We added a subject area. We want to give you more information about your users, about their behavior, where they're coming from, and we added information about their device usage. So I'll show you in a second the demo, and you'll see what is available for you. Just a second. Actually see. So we added this new subject area, the new analysis called Primo Device Usage, where you can go and create your own report for the device usage. But we also added under dashboard, the example dashboard, we had another example report for the devices. So I think that maybe the report that we provide you can be enough for some of you, but it's going to be interesting if you're going to print some new reports from the new subject area. You can see, for example, that you can see how many users use laptop, PC, how many use Android phones, iPad, etc. But also you can drill down to see the operation system that they are using and the browser types that are being used in the discovery. So this is one thing that is new with the analysis, with the OBI. And we also added some more information for the action usage, for the search statistics, which are not really for search, but we like to give you information about the retrieved information. For example, how many results on the first page are from your local repository, how many are from the central and other third nodes. For example, if you have EBSCO, WordCut, or any other third node, you'll be able to see the number of results in the first page, the percentage of the results of them. So on, we will continue and add more information like this, where the idea is to really give you information about collections that are displayed and retrieved in the first page. So this is the first step toward it. So I'll hope you use those new information. A bit about what we are now planning to add. So what for February. In this, we are going first to share the APIs for the OBI. So you're able to use APIs. And also more information again about users, where they're coming from, and we want to add the referrer information, either they're coming from the homepage, from Google Scholar, or from where they're coming to your system. So this information that is going to be available soon. Now, back to my slides. The next thing, which I think is really huge thing we are adding in February, is the collection discovery. The collection discovery is a new way to display in the discovery system digital data that you hold either in ALMA or in Rosetta. Currently, it supports ALMA Rosetta. In the future, at the end of the year, we will going to publish the XML and the structure for the hierarchy. Then with the other digital management, we'll also be able to provide us the hierarchy and use the same structure, and then we'll be able to present it at Primo as well. But actually, for ALMA, for ALMA and for Voyager, I'll go to show you the demo, but as I mentioned before, I have some technical issues. So what we have is for the digital collections, for the collection discovery. We have from the main menu link. Clicking on the menu collection discovery link is going to take us to the lobby page. The lobby page is going to provide us the new visualization for collection. This is the major part of the development, and this is the part that I can't show you in my environment right now, but I'll show you in a demo. The aspect is that you also search and perform searches on collections. Here we did a separate scope for collection discovery. When I perform a search, I'm going to see those collections and their hierarchy. And I can, from the brief display, I can go and see it's in the collection page. You'll excuse me, and I'll switch to. And now I'm going to the collection log page, meaning from the collection discovery link in the main menu. We're going to see information about all the collections. Again, those are top-level collections, meaning they don't have any parent. So either click on them and then to see their sub-collections, and going to have the same display with the sub-collections, or they may contain only items. The view items is going to take me back to the Primo result list, as we saw before for the Vanguard, for example, but then I'm going to see the actual items that are under this collection. So again, also we have more to come for the digital collections, but this is in February release with the current UI, the digital collection for ALMA and Rosetta. The version for this is not very complicated. It requires, we have new normalization rules for them, and it requires to have the API in order to get the structure, but it's just adding another parameter to your institution's wizard. And add the link in the main menu. We have all information and all the documentation on how to install it already in the Knowledge Center. So enjoy this feature. Here you have more information. And now jQuery Primo. So jQuery Primo starts as a jQuery library that Mehmet Selik from KU Leuven built in order to help for Leuven and then for the community to use the structure of the page to create new features, to add more functionality, to modify functionality using jQuery. Mehmet created really powerful tool, and we know that a lot of the people in the community want to use it. What we did in February is actually we worked with Mehmet, and he created a new job for us, a new third party that is now part of Primo. So there's no need to go and download from the GitHub and manually update. We will do that in Primo, and you'll be able to use it. All the information about how to use it will be shared in the GitHub and in the developer zone. And actually, Mehmet is the one that will continue to support it. So it's really amazing work here, and we will thank him. Now we are going to challenge him with the new UI. So for the fourth item, the Alma course reserve, till now, for those that wanted to have a separate scope for the course reserves, there was a lot of manual work to do. Actually, we just added, an out-box support, meaning we changed the normalization rules. We added some new PNX fields. Now it's much easier. It still requires some configuration, but it's much easier to have the course reserve in separate scope, to have it as facets to use. I'm not going to go over the details of all the section and fields that change and all the mapping tables, but for the course reserves, it's now much easier to use it and to create one. Now, unless you have any questions about the 4 items that I showed you, I go to the new UI. This is just, just a snippet from the highlights messages I sent. I want them to be upgraded to February. You're going to be able to see how the new UI is going to look in your environment. Not to do any configuration. You can switch URL, and I'm going to show it to you in a few minutes, and you'll be able to see how it looks like. This is not a support version yet, but we do get your feedback and your impression, and I stand behind this Primo new UI list. I'm part of the list that is going to get your emails. But please, any feedback, use this email address and not the support cases, because it's not supported yet. We are still working in the development on it. We have a lot more to add, and much more, and also more to fix. So we'll hope you're using what is it for you. Just a second. Okay. So before I'm going to show you what you're actually going to have in February, I'm going back to my mock-up and show you new design that we created that now have for the I have it here also, that now we have for the library card. I hope that most already seen the UI, how it looks like, and the results much cleaner. The fact that we don't have any more tabs, everything is now available. Once you click on the full page, you're going to get all the services. But now I just want to show you the library card, where we added an overview page, and which I think is going to be very useful for the users, for the end users, because we try to put all the important information in one page, hoping you won't need to even go to the other different tabs. So, example for when thought, what are the main actions that they want to perform in the library card? First, they don't want fines, so we added the renew all option from the overview. For each of the options, loans request, we are presenting 3 options. It's sorted per the ILS configuration. The information, click on an item, it's going to take me, for example, to the full loan page. You saw that, I hope that you saw that it's yes for a few seconds, and now it's expand. I'm sorry, some more features. Obviously, we have sort here. You can sort by date, you can sort by title, you can renew everything also from here. We can expand and collapse everything. Same request, we have, again, the same functionality of collapse, expand, sorting, getting more information, cancel requests. First, show you also the fines and fees with a fine balance that they see on the top of the list. They can resolve it also from here. And one thing that you can see is we added those small icons. Those small icons are not going to be presented always. We're going to present them. It's actually notifications icons are going to be presented only, for example, the loans icon is going to be presented only if we have loans that are past or close to their due dates. This is going to be configurable. If, for example, you configure 2 days before a due date, only then they are going to see this small icon. Same for the request. Only if we have items that were requested and are now available in the library, we have to see this yellow bell here. In the future, not far future, but not with the release, we want to take those icons and present them already in the area, already in the search. I mean, they don't need to go to the library card, but they get those notifications right once they are doing the sign-in. So I just wanted to show you this new concept, and now I'm going to show you this is the developer environment. This is going to be available in February. I'm going to switch to a different one because this says we're going to have in February. You'll be able to perform searches. You'll be able to filter by facets to see the full list of facets. You can see that we no longer have the pop-up for the facets. You can exclude facets. You can include the facets. You can see the full display of items, but still this is not going to be the full information and not the full design for the full page. For Alma customers, you'll be able to see also the Get It information. For Aleph and Voyager, it's going to be available only with May release. So you'll be able to see the brief, you'll be able to see the details, but not Get It information. You can see all the action menu, and obviously it's also working. You can send email, copy the citation, the permalink, but this list is a hard-coded list. So if you have different configuration for your current view, it's not going to be reflected with the new UI. This is also only in May you'll be able to see your configuration with the new UI. Same is for the main menu. It's also hard-coded. So we just wanted, even though it's not implemented yet, it was important for us to put it because we want you to have the full image of how things are going to look like. Those links, they are not going to work. This link, which is also, it's hard-coded to allow you more services by the library, but it's not going to work and not going to work with your configuration. It's scrolling. Still we're missing some GIFs, but see, and with a lot of work on the performance, and I think that the performance is good. We are keep optimizing it, but it's good already. Keep items highlighted, and you can go. I have some issues with my environment, and you can see them in the favorites. You can see them in the favorites. You can perform the same action as you could from the search. Also for your favorites. In the favorites now you have the full information and only partial information about the records. For the library card, it's already implemented the loans, but the overview is going to be really partial. You're going to see the messages and blocks and the personal details. They're the only one that's going to be presented in the overview. So this is really fast to show you more or less what features are going to be available for you in February. As I mentioned, we are going to have all the things I showed you here that are hard-coded are going to be available with the May release. Also, information for Voyager and Aleph, and much more improvement itself. This will be part of May. I want to show you now just easy it's going to be for you to switch. So this is a University of Central Oklahoma. They are known for our beta cards. We are working with them for a long time now, and they got it already from a November release. So what you're going to have February, you see this is the current URL for Primo. You need to do, in order to go and see the new UI, you just switch. View is 01 UCO. So if you go to Explore, Search, and then I put the view, the VID 01 UCO, known for the Open Explorer. This is just for this environment. And that we switch to the new UI. In current UI, I'll show it in a second. You see they have those tabs in the new UI. Again, without doing anything, we just combine them and we present them now in the list, in the drop-down list. So it is working environment, their configuration. For example, again, in November, so it could be to look different in your environment, but their information, for example, the configuration that they did for the brief result or what to present in the full results, the fast order, it's going to be taken into account in your UI. So you take existing view and go and see how it's going to look with the new UI. In May release, we will give most of the customization is going to be available. So you're going to have the customization package. We will be able also to test the CSS and changing the images. In May release, you'll have more tools in order to actually do the preparation. Once the release is ready, the general release is ready, you to go as you want with the new UI. So it's about this, moving from the current UI to the new UI. One small thing that I didn't mention and I want to say is that in favorites, we no longer have folders. So we now have labels, a flat list of labels. It's really easy to tag and add new labels or use current labels that you have, and then we can filter. We have the same look and feel as the search, the familiar behavior as the user had in the search results. In migration, once you're going to have February, you're going to be able, if you have existing user that creates folders, you're going to see it as a flat list of labels. We're not removing anything, we are not changing the structure. You'll be able to have the folders with the current UI, but still in the new UI, you'll see it as a flat list. One thing about the new UI is that we really recommend you to use Chrome when you are going to see it. It's also on Firefox and IE11, but we have issues that we still need to fix, and we are working in order to verify that everything is going to work great for the May release, also for other browsers. And as for the mobile display, on the screen, meaning they can be resized per of the device. But it requires design in order to make the decision what to present in this small mobile screen. So with some of it, we did the facets. You can see the two results here come from the bottom of the mobile. Close them, and we did also the change for the user area and for the main menu on the top. For the brief and the full, it's still not finalized, so you will be able to see it, but it's not designed yet. But you're welcome to try and give us any feedback. And someone just told me that I can also present you now, and I'm going to test it without doing it before, that I can present you now the collection. So I'm going to try it. Like fingers, that clicking collection discovery, time that. So we have here again, we are back to the collection discovery. They're going to have a lot of time to ask questions about both of them. Clicking on the collection discovery from the main menu, me to the main to the lobby page. As you can see it here, those are those that the collection that don't have a parent folder. If, for example, for the art collection, I can see more information about this collection. I can go and see the items. I'll click on it in a second. And I also see the subfolders under art collection. And I can go and continue and see the collection of Van Gogh pictures and books. And also, it has also another subfolder. If I click on the View Items, I'm going back to Primo, and I see that items that are related to this collection. So I'm happy that I got to show this demo. Now you have time for your questions.
Anybody want to ask questions, please use the Q&A box. And we'll send you the existing questions that we got so far in a minute.
One of the questions is, will UI Preview work in local installation, or it's only for cloud customers? So it's for everyone. Once you install February, you're going to have it no matter what kind of installation you have. So for May and for the August, no different. Another question is about adding more for special requesting services. This question in general about integration with other systems, what is used as tab. So this is also planned later this year, but what we are going to add is really to allow you to add more services. The same as you have tabs, you'll be able to add new services to the full page where we saw, I'll just in the demo, what I mean, in this page, we have the box services, but you'll be able to add more services. Something else that is going to be available with Mai is small here, where you see all the services that you have, since you might need to scroll to see all the services. And about how to change the URL. So it exists, you can see it in the highlights message that they send, and also it's part of the highlights document in the Note Center. But all you need to do is just after the base URL and the port, in case you have 101, and then instead of Primo Library, you need to do the Primo-Explore and the search, the difference. There was a question in Primo Analytics, is there or will there be an option to see how many the Facebook like button is used? And I will need to check this. I'm not certain this is now being calculated. But Danny, I have the name of who asked it, and I'll go back to them.
I will go, yeah.
Are the My Library card setting configured in Primo Backoffice or Alma? So it depends. The display of the My Library is really configured inside. What to display configuration as we have today. We have some new configuration, for example, for the due date. Most of the configuration for the display is already existing in the Primo backoffice, and this is going to remain the same. The configuration, for example, for the sort order, or we have, I'll show this again. In the card, for example, we have in the personal details what is going to be presented here. And we have here the receive SMS messages and all the notification options that this is new feature in Alma. So configuration for what to display, what to present the users is in Alma. question, when did you say collection discovery will be available for all of customers? So it's not based on the ILS. The question is actually where the digital collections are. So currently it's only if the digital are either in Rosetta or in Alma-D. Published the XML structure to allow others to integrate with it by the end of this year. Another question is, if the new UI is responsive, does that mean we will no longer need a separate mobile CSS? Definitely not. You won't need separate mobile CSS. We are going to support it. You will be able to do changes specific for mobiles if you would like it, but one main target for the new UI was to improve the display in mobiles. Will there be any function with the labels like sorting or manual rearranging of folders? Would be important for people who use folders before. We do plan, we want first to start, we will start with providing it without the option to reorder them, but we already start to discuss internally, think about the design. So it'll be available with August release, but it's just something that we wish to speak to us once they have it in their environments, and this is something that we'll be more than happy to get in the spec once you are starting to use it. Does the new collection discovery features include something like collection facets? You can just retype that is type collection, so it is available using facets. So I hope it was the meaning of the question. If not, you're welcome to ask. Will the be many loans that we can display in the overview? Not in the first. Again, this is going to be 3 items. We don't want to overload the page. We'll see the need. If you come with this need in the future, we are easily can add it. I mean, we're not doing it coded on our side, but it's without configuration right now. Great question. Will people have to move to the new UI at a cutoff date, or will they be able to use the current UI? Current UI and the new UI, they live in parallel. The same as we just saw for University of Central Oklahoma. This way it's going to be, you have both of them in the same time. You can make a decision to have computers dedicated with the new UIs and ask some users to test it. And only once you feel that you want to go live with the new UI, you can, whenever you like. When will the new UI become available to production environments? In August release. May release, we are adding more features, but still not all of them. For example, I can say the defense search functionality is going to be available only in August, and same for the exploration features. Those are going to be available only in August, and this is the general release of the new UI. We won't recommend anyone to go to action before this release. Documentation available for the new UI with February release. We're not going to share a lot of the documentation because most of the documentation for the new UI about the configuration. It's going to be about the customization and the CSS. And we are not recommending anyone to do this customization right now because we are still working on it and still changing it. We are not going to provide this documentation. Another thing that is that we start more around May release to work also with the beta customers and with volunteers from the community to be the best practices for moving from the current UI and how to customize things in the new UI. And this is going to be part of the documentation and the new UI, but only after the May release. Infinite scroll is optional. So infinite scroll is, this is the way it's working right now. It's not optional. There is no configuration for this. This is it's a single page application. This is the default for single page application. There are solutions like it works with infinite scrolling, but we can create fake paginations. But we don't think that in the first phase we want to edit. We want to see how people are using it. We added the numbers next to it. If needed, we will add more features to give more power for the endless scrolling. For example, for the favorites, click on favorites. Now the items are really highlighted because we want to help the orientation to help the users to find their important items. So currently it's not configurable. In the UI, will there still be drop-down selection list in the search box? For example, the item type. So the idea is that the basic search is going to be very basic. Only search box with scopes available to search in. We're going to do new, very appealing advanced search where everything is going to be displayed there. We are also now considering how to add the browse functionality and make it the place to do any more complex searches than just basic search. But the basic search, only search box. Claim we will be able to have facets on the left. Yes, but you should try to have it on the right. But you can. It's going to be. You can change it. You can make the decision where to display it. Again, I don't recommend to do any configuration changes with February. It is an null, but I don't recommend to do it in February. I think you'd give to the default display in February, and in May you'll be able to try and start all the customization. Can you give us a preliminary roadmap for new UI? Which releases will have which features? I'm assuming the final release is not scheduled for May. With full demo, with release schedule for August release. So first, in the coming weeks, when we're still in the roadmap presentation with the working group. Once it will be finalized, what we are adding is granular roadmap for the new UI. So in May release, we are going to have more features like I said before, that, for example, the main menu, the display for service page, the get it information for App and Voyager, and a lot of fixes, backward fixes, verifying, adding mobile support, full mobile support, adding full support for the different browsers. And then in August release, we're adding the advanced search, the exploration features, some specific language requirements, but full information with the representation. And yes, we will set more webinars specific for the new UI once we're getting closer to the releases, closer to the general release. And we will add also recorded sessions and a lot of information about the new UI. Documentation on the cross-reserve change in Primo. Yes, all the documentation for the release is already available. You can find it in the Knowledge Center. There. We will be able to push multiple saved items at a time to revoke or add note. Yes, definitely. we didn't get implemented. We have the design already, but it's not implemented in February. But I can promise it we already have it in our development environment, so it's able to do it. You can perform actions on multiple records. For February, it's default to alphabetic sort. Now I miss if the sort is alphabetic or per the date you created it. I'm sure that the favorites are sorted per the date that they were added. Not sure about the sort for the list. I should be available for implementation with August 2010 release. This is correct. There will be an advanced search in the new UI, but in the current release. A new UI been tested for accessibility. So it is being tested for accessibility. We are working mainly with ETH. They are focusing on accessibility tests. This is one major task for the May release, to verify that it's accessible. We're having some additional ideas for people with disabilities. We are considering having some discussions with some customers and with the beta testers to think of those ideas. But yes, we are working again mainly with ETH in order to verify that it's perfectly accessible. What about dual logins? I think that I can present you the dual logins. I'll do another test. So we have one link. Once you click sign in, you can have dual login. This is the display for the dual login option. Obviously, if you don't have dual, you're going directly to go sign in page. What is the end of life date for the current UI? There is no end of life date for the current UI. Stay with us for long. But that you're going to love the new UI and embrace it very soon. If your loan status isn't within defined threshold, can you still see a list of all your loans? Yes, sure. You can go to the loans and you'll be able to, in loans bulk, you can see all your loans, historic loans as well. Will we be able to create permalink to search results and records? This is one of the requirements that came from the beginning. Everything be linkable without any connection to the session. We keep verify that this is the case, that every act that you perform is going to be reflected in the URL. So everything, both the search and getting to specific records, everything can be used with deep links and with permalinks. Will Primo be compatible with the new UI? Well, currently, this is based on Primo 4.6, and I'm going to keep updating it. We hope that first, the new UI is going to allow really different customizations options. We're working on providing great tools for the developers in order to be able to customize and easily also share their customization. So I'm sure that something like the jQuery Primo is going to be created by the community, because we're really providing great tools in order to do those changes and customizations. The browser results have an infinite scroll too. The design is not finalized yet. Did you say that Advanced and Browse would be here in August? Yes, they will. There is total and the customization for the new UI. So yes, we are working on doing some of the things automatically, what we will be able to do for the totaler, and the rest will continue the same way as today. Do it. Browse search, yes, as it's going to be available in August. When I to have next webinar on Primo, roadmap on URL, Mothership are hungry for more info, and we will. Well, the next that is currently planned is with May release, but I guess I will have to do one earlier. I'm getting it from your questions. Functionality be integrated with the new UI. Yes, this is part of the exploration features that are going to be with August release. Does the UI library card work with Aleph or just Alma? Yeah, also with Aleph and Voyager. Will current permalink work with the new UI? Permalink will work with the current UI. They are not going to the new UI. We understand the complexity of it, and we know what it's from you, but in order to provide permalinks and deep links that are going to support everything with the complexity that we had with the current UI permalinks, we had to rebuild them. You will use the permalink will go to the current UI. When discussed it with the working group, one of the ideas was really to suggest the institutions to add kind of link. You go to the new interface and just putting link that direct to the new permalink of the new UI. But it to be done with layout, just adding another JSP. It's writing me, so be bug fixes for Primo and a new feature for Primo statistics aside from Primo Analytics. So we are doing bug fixes for the BERT reports as well. We are focusing mainly on adding new feature for the OBI, but we are fixing bugs for the BERTs. Plans for any changes to the back office. The current year are having some thoughts of start to give some quicker access or quick customization for some of the features, but this is something that we're just starting to analyze and think about. Not this year.
Mary, thank you everybody for this exhaustive list of questions. Any questions that we didn't answer yet? Again, we have a couple of minutes left. Feel free to send. In any case, we'll go through the list of questions later on and see if we missed anything.
Angela, you are really welcome to send me directly any questions that you have. And we added also the link, the email, address for the feedback on the new UI, so you're welcome to use it as well.
So, and for anybody who asked regarding the recording, yes, the session was recorded and we'll make it available to you later on the Knowledge Center. If that will end this session, thank you everybody for your participants, for your interest, and see you on the next sessions. Thanks a lot. Thank you, Miri.
Thank